Hello everybody, how you doing? It's a French Bull, I'm live. Let's put some music. A bit chillers in the waiting room. And let's talk about Bitcoin, right? We had quite significant moves this week. Not anything unexpected. Maybe a bit the way it happened, but yeah, we're going to talk a bit about all of that. The main scenario I'm seeing at the moment, so we'll be talking. I'm going to come back a bit quick on the high time frame and on the mid time frame. Mid time frame, I got like three scenarios that I believe to be sensible at the moment. Pretty clear enough at least. Well, that's what inspired the thumbnail this stream. For me, there's two levels very important. The one we break first gonna show the path, I think. Okay, my computer is laggy again. Oh, it's because I changed the encoding mode on OBS and I cannot change it now that I'm live, I think. Yeah, if I stop the streaming, I'm afraid. Okay, so I'm gonna try to fix this. I hope I can come back on the same link. Maybe I will have to do a second link to restart. But sorry, I'm back in just a minute. And I think I'm back. All good. Yes, and it's not laggy anymore. Perfect. All good. So yeah, we're going to talk about all this. See, there's some insight we can find with on-chain data, open interest, everything. And I will answer your question after. Who is here? There's a few people, right? Nice. I didn't warn you about the stream. It like last minute decision. But nice to see you all here. Hi, Independent Man, John Brady, Win Business Wings, Janie, Jay, Queenie, Thomas. Hi, everybody. I'm doing fine. I hope you all doing fine. You not got burned on this. This move a bit. Not necessarily very easy to catch. That's also maybe what happened. It happened with Bitcoin anyway. The fact that we have a trading competition on Bybit might change a bit the psychology of the market and the crowd trading. And maybe some people are over trading, which lead to, sketchy moves. To be honest, I hadn't have a clear view until the very end. I was able to catch a long at the low here, even at the high. In fact, I shared this on Twitter, right? When I'm unsure, what I do is I take the count from where I can count it. The last part was not necessarily very easy, but on the very low time frame. But I had a potential completed count, especially starting with this wave 4 here at 20,400. And we had a good potential for 5 waves. I was not very happy with the middle wave, the third here, but it worked. And I was able to count 5 waves on the last leg down, so that what triggered a long for me. In fact, I did a few attempts at the low. The first one didn't work out, but eventually it worked out. So for now, for me, I have two main pivots, that low and that high. If we just breaching that low, I don't really see any bullish count that until we make a new low, in fact. And I guess I'm gonna start with the high time frame, just to remind you what is my bias at the moment. High time frame, maybe it's very high time frame. Just quickly, it's a lot of debate if this is the right count or not. And for sure, the fact that we went so much down and staying down so much, it feels like we didn't finish a move down for a reversal overall on this move. This move here locally doesn't really feel like an end yet, and we already retraced quite a lot and quite a long time for this to be a wave 4, so it is really debatable if this is still a wave 4 or if we did finished our wave 5 here, which means potentially we may have finished our big cycle wave 5 up here, which I'm not a fan of. When you may know, if you've been listening to my opinion for the past few months, I was looking, still looking for more trend, but it is possible that it's, well, now that we are so much down, this specific count really become iffy. The true invalidation remain the top of wave 1, which is 13,800 here on Brave New Count Index. So it is still a valid count, but maybe not the best. What could we have? Well, I would say it's possible. Again, even if that was not my favorite count, I always said it is a possible one. But for sure, that my opinion was that was not the count. Now that we are down here, this can become more relevant. So that would mean we already finished 5 wave cycles from the beginning of Bitcoin, and that would mean we are retracing all of this move. So it would mean several years of bear market and reaccumulation. I'm still not necessarily a fan of this. Why? Just simply because of what does that imply in terms of supply demand accumulation. You know, when Bitcoin reached, for example, about 9K, the market cap of Bitcoin become really low. We are reaching about, let's not say anything wrong, in market cap. So the market cap of Bitcoin right now is about 400 million if we consider the total supply that is not yet available. So less than $500 million. If we lose again, so like 50%, that means that we are going to 200 billion of market cap for Bitcoin. You compare this to who is holders of Bitcoin, or you compare this to, for example, the richest man of Earth, and does that make a lot of sense? I'm not sure. You know, like the whole market cap of Bitcoin will not be worth more than the net worth of Elon Musk. Like that will mean like 1 billionaire or 2 billionaires could just buy up all the supply, theoretically, because of course we cannot buy all the supply at one price, but you see how it feels a bit weird. But it's not impossible. But you know, there is rich people that want to get some Bitcoins, so they will buy it, and they're probably buying it already here, and they will be continuing to buy it if it go lower. But how much they will allow it to go low, it's a question of where is the liquidity. At some point there is no more liquidity. When you reach 10k, all the retail are able to just accumulate spot Bitcoin. At 60k, it's a lot more difficult for normal person to buy just one Bitcoin. But at 10k, it's become really possible. So it become an interesting asset for everybody. So yeah, I'm kind of reluctant to this, but I got to admit this is really looking possible now that we are so much down, that we broke the 200 moving average, etc., etc. So let's keep going. Now I'm seeing still other possibilities, like maybe we are into a wave 1 here, and we are doing a wave 2 of this bigger wave 5, and we are going to do a 3, a 4, and a 5th, and a smaller 3 than the 1, maybe finishing this as an ending diagonal, for example. This is just one idea here. I'm forecasting something I have no data to know. I need to see a bit of upside to be able to forecast this, but you know, just everything is possible. So at first I was not a fan of this being a 1-2 because it will mean standard target for a wave 3 will be way too high. But considering we are in a macro wave 5, it's possible we are starting an ending diagonal. And in that case, yeah, we could be in a wave 1-2, go a bit more lower, we could even be reaching 10k, and doing for 3 that will not go as crazy prices, that will be smaller than wave 1, as long as an overlap top of wave 1 on the 4th, as long as wave 5 is smaller than 3, or something else. But I'm not gonna spend too much time on this macro count, because at the end of the day, this is forecasting that doesn't mean anything if we don't know. We can, I mean, personally, I base my trading decision on a day-to-day basis according to lower time frame strategy, which means if price go down, I'm accumulating Bitcoin with a short and I can buy more. If price go up, well, I'm in a long as well. I'm always trying to be in a long and a short from the top of the range, bottom of the range. Always, as much as possible. If there is a strong sign of strength in the site, I'm not necessarily forcing it. You know, it not necessarily. It is not necessary here to be forcing along, because the probability that we get a V-shaped recovery and just go crazy like this is pretty low. Chances that we will see some kind of reversing playing out, and we'll have a signal at some point that say, okay, there is strength here, I can go more aggressive on the long. Now, for now, the trend is down locally. I mean, the trend is up if we want, but overall the trend is but locally the trend is down. So yeah, so that's why I have still this count here on the lower time frame. And yeah, I'm still counting this at least from the swing high I can count from. I have pretty high confidence, like almost certainty. We have a move, a complete wave here, a complete correction here, and a move in process to be completed or completed already here. So I can focus on counting from this. The same way if we zoom in a bit more on a 4-hour chart, for example. So here you see this, it's the same chart. Zoom in, right? The top here, if I mean sync, here it is here, okay. And so the same way I can focus on counting from here and focus on counting from this swing high, because the same way I'm pretty sure there is something significant finished here and we have a corrective move here. So I can try to count from this swing high where I have very high confidence we have the beginning of a wave. And whatever happens next, I want to be able to count 5 waves here too long, because even if this is corrective, there is still good potential for a move up, and then I will see if there is potential for another move down, but at least I can profit from the move up here. But now, even on this, I have still 2 main possibilities. So one is obviously what you can see here, this being 5 waves and this being 5 waves. That have been my main count. We already reached the maximum extension expected for this wave 5 here in orange. I would say even if we go bit slightly lower, it will be still okay, because at the end of a move, especially if this is a reversal, at the end of the fifth wave of a trend, it's still okay to have an overextended fifth wave, because this is like market psychology, and usually when you and Bitcoin tend to go to the extreme of the sentiment of the crowd, and so when you are in the fifth, you are in the full FOMO or full fear, and so it's okay to have an overextension on this move. But there is also another possibility that doesn't necessarily change a lot, but that change a bit. Where it is, I can just, yeah, like that. Is that, you know, we talked about this potentially being a zigzag instead of 5 waves. And in fact, this could be the same thing here. We could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like I just showed, or we could have a completed 5 waves here, a B, and a wave C here, which means that this gives us a bit more lower target. The target for wave C being 1-1 extension up to the 161.8, so it gives us more room. Still give us a bit confidence here, because overall we see that we most likely have either finished 5 waves here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or we finish just a wave 3 here, and we did a wave 4 and going for a 5th. So I'm not necessarily expecting us to go to 10k on this move. I think there is high chances that we find a local reversal here. But yeah, we'll see. That's how I'm looking at this on this time frame. But you'll see on the lower time frame again, I may have lower target. Not sure how I will fit this, but yeah. And overall, whatever happened here, if we do finish 5 waves here and find a bounce, yeah, we have a potential completed corrective count, but we may be also into a 1, 2 and continuing down. The thing is that give us really low target, and we really don't want to break the 3k. Ideally, you know, just because what I talked to you just a minute ago, at 3k, I mean, if Bitcoin have interest for people, it shouldn't go much lower than 10k, maybe on a capitulation, but that seems heavy to go much more, and below 3k, I mean, yeah, all the supply could be buy for a few billions. And that would mean the macro 5th wave is in. If we break 3k, that will mean the big 5th wave of the 10-year cycle is finished, and we are going then for potentially 10 years of bear market. But at the stage where Bitcoin is right now, that will mean it failed. I will see this possible only if it gets banned by the US and Europe and etc., which doesn't seem to be the path they are going to take. I mean, even with Russia talking about legalizing crypto for international deals and stuff like this, US is still looking to be a leader into the cryptocurrency and not really talking about banning it. So if Russia can make the US banning Bitcoin, I'm not really seeing what could, apart from maybe a global blackout making all computer dead. But at that point, even your dollars or your euro will not exist anymore. So that would be another kind of problem. Yeah, so yeah, that's the idea. Hope you follow. Let me check a bit the comment, maybe if you have any question before I continue on the lower time frame. No, good. Hi everybody. You're welcome. So yeah, oh yeah, maybe I forget, I wanted to start with that and I didn't. Where is it? Yeah. Shorting stablecoin is more profitable this day. It's a localhost. Are you on my computer, localhost? Well, maybe I also have short on USDT as well. Really, it's maybe more profitable to be long on the USDT perp and short on the BTC inverse perpetual, because in case, just in case, I'm not saying it will happen, I know it's a big fear into crypto, but in case Tether gets the same thing that happened to other stablecoins and go down, that would mean that the price of Bitcoin against Tether will go up. So maybe you could see Bitcoin go to crazy up prices on the USDT pair. I don't know, that's a stupid thingy. I mean, as long as Tether still have value, it's okay, because you will catching on the USDT. But I think this because there was an attempt earlier this week or last week, apparently from several hedge funds, that try to knock down Tether by shorting it on some contract and selling heavy amount of it, etc. They tried to do such a thing, did the same thing that happened to Luna, but it didn't succeed. And so far, all the attacks that have been going toward Tether, well, Tether survived. I mean, there have been like, I don't remember how much, but like a quarter of the total supply of Tethers that have been redeemed, and Tether still have his pegged, or almost. So that's pretty solid. I mean, even a bank couldn't do such a thing. Any bank in the Western country, I mean, you probably know about fractional reserve if you're interested in Bitcoin, but any bank that have half of its customer withdrawing all the cash they have, that would not work well for the bank, and they will not be able to do it. Anyway, I'm still confident about Tether, not holding all my stuff in Tether, but I'm confident about it. There is a theory that I'm finding interesting, is that Tether may have still whole theory that still exists, that Tether have been pumping Bitcoin with fake or not fake Tether, and in fact is holding cryptocurrency to back his stablecoin, its stablecoin. And some people are saying that that might be a reason why there is so much selling on Bitcoin, especially from Bitfinex. That might be because they have to sell Bitcoin to redeem the Tether, because they don't have they will not have the true commercial paper and everything they say they hold against Tether, and they have to sell Bitcoin to be able to send dollar to people. I'm not saying this is true. I'm not saying this is necessarily false either, but I don't believe in it. And all the accusations that have been against Tether is because it didn't make any true audits. But the people that are saying this doesn't consider the fact that there is no big audit firm that are willing to audit a stablecoin in through, because there is no regulatory legal framework to work around this. And so just a stupid claim for me so far. That was a Tether break. So yeah, high time frame. I think we had a significant move yesterday. That was what I was looking for, and also why I posted a pretty decently bullish tweet about it is that we closed the monthly above the previous all-time high, which is also this monthly open close just before the break. And that was important in my opinion, structurally, that we close that monthly above it. It shows some strengths. Now we have another close that is important in my opinion for the short term. Now it doesn't necessarily mean it's full bullish, you know, just if it had closed below, it would have been an extra sign of weakness. So now that it closed above, it's more 50-50, we'll say, even if we are more into weakness and strength overall. So yeah, for me it's a weekly close. Right now we tested the 50% of that week level that I wanted to see tested, and the same thing, we have a 50% of that body that has not been tested. So I would like to see for the bullish count that we go test that level now. And I would like for this to be realistic, for us to close the week above our previous week open. That will be a really nice sign of strength, and then I will not be really looking to short anything before we reach, yeah, about at least 23. Yeah, okay, because we don't have the range. Yeah, 23, 24k. And this is monthly, maybe. Oh yeah, I need to readjust this. This is a whole. I can take the body now. We have the monthly body 50%. That will be interesting as well. So a bit higher, add more strength. So yeah, I will be looking at this for the close this week. If we don't manage to, I guess we may have already broke down. Things can happen fast right now. If we are still inside the 20,600 and where we are, it will be iffy. If we manage to close above 20,600 by stone price, that will give more weight to the bullish count, and we'll see this on the lower time frame as well, how it makes sense. Like some music, nice. Would you appreciate this? And thank you for a comment. Always appreciate, always. And I will always take good criticism, by the way. I don't know, I have my first haters today. I think it didn't appreciate what thing I told him in private, and I was just trying to be honest and constructive. Maybe I was a bit too harsh. But we may have saw that he tweeted about. Let me show you this. He tweeted about me, saying that we need to take me down, as I am a scammer like Daniel from CC and Toros and everybody, because we share Bybit referral links that bring us a bit of money. And apparently I don't like criticism, but I'm okay with criticism as long as it is constructive and we can talk about it. Anyway, I will not lost my time on it. And all that to say, yeah, I appreciate the nice comments. It give me the energy and the willing to continue doing what I do here, which is mainly altruist. I truly want to help people. Of course, if I can earn something from it, I will not spit on it. Yeah. I'm not trying to liquidate your account. I'm trying to I want you to be successful. I think the rich people don't need help. and the little people that we are need to be together. So that said, yeah, thanks. Do you use flip time in your analysis as well? Could there be an upcoming trend chain at least locally? I didn't take much look at the flip time. I will take a look after. I will talk about the main 3 count I'm seeing here locally, starting from where? Well, from the only swing high. I have clear confidence here. So we have a bull one. I like this count. That's the one I've been talking about even last week. I was not necessarily expecting the high to be taken here because I was counting the first move down here as 5 waves, and in a zigzag, well, in a ABC, if we have 5 waves for the wave A, it is a zigzag, so it should not take the high, the origin of the wave A for the wave B, because this is a flat then, and a flat should be an ABC move for the wave A, and I don't like the count where we have a little wave C that only reaches 0.618 extension. But it happens sometime, and I have to consider it. And now I know this is a full correction here because we made a higher high and continuing the trend. But yeah, I'm still looking. Yeah, I was still looking for more downside. And I mean, I still short the swing fair pattern on my phone because it was pretty clear. We showed this on the live stream earlier. Was that week? Yeah, that was this week. That go fast when we got so much price action. I feel like it was a week ago. But yeah, we shorted that top in a live stream on Tuesday morning. I guess I shorted this. What was this? Oh, was that? No, that was Tuesday. Tuesday, that was the short we took. I already short here. Yes. And I missed that short for some reason. And I just shorted the breakdown because I was not in a short and I saw shortness. Like on the morning, I opened the computer, I say, well, there's a weird thing. I'm going to short the breakdown, something I do not suggest to do usually. I don't like to try to break out, but yeah, when you are on a strong trend, it can be okay. Anyway. Was still short from up here anyway. And yeah, try to long several times here, and when successfully go nicely. So we did reach the 161.8 extension of that move, which is the maximum extension we expect for a wave C. And yeah, that's why we may have a continuation if that count is correct, and we have a complete corrected move here. That means that here we only made wave A, wave 1, or wave A, but wave 1 we'll say. And here we are in the process of doing wave 2. Now the strength of the move down is getting a single iffy again, because it looks like we have 5 waves down on the low time frame. And this is debatable if it is 5 or 3. Here you see on a 1 hour time frame it's just one move, so you cannot count sub-wave. And if you count on the lower time frame, it can really be both. It's a squeeze anyway, so you can fit anything you want. And here we have 5 waves. So what I see for this bullish count to be still significant is maybe some kind of ranging, and we do an ABC like this maybe. Still make a higher low, and that will become a wave 1, 2, and we are going for the 3, 4, 5. All of this, here you see I made it green, and I didn't really write the count here, because this could be a wave A, B, and a C, or a WXY, as a corrective move for, you know, if we are in a wave 4 still. If we are still in this yellow wave 4, because again, could be that the 5th is in already. But if we are in a wave 4, we are looking at a corrective move toward 23, 24k, 25 maybe, depending on the liquidity, strength of the stuff. And if the move is really finished down here, and in Bitcoin, I will say it's not impossible that we have a 1-2 and we are going for a 3. I don't feel it is likely right now. It is not impossible. Now, if we are going into a 3, that could be the scenario that we do a V-shaped reversal and not become really strong. It's not the scenario we want to necessarily focus on because it is not the most likely. But we know it's possible. So I consider it interesting to be positioned on the long side in case it does this. But yeah, simply we have here the fib extension tool. I can add the 161.8, and you see ABC can be between the 1.1 and the 161.8. If it go beyond the 161.8, it become more likely a wave 3. Now, if we are in a wave 3, it doesn't mean we have to go all the way right now. If we already have our low, we could be building a wave 1, 2, and a subwave 1, 2, and a subwave 1, 2. Just drawing here, not necessarily how it will happen, but just to understand the concept, just extending the bigger wave 3. And at some point you get an explosion and you might go toward the maximum extension of a wave 3, which is 561.8 maximum standard extension. Why not? Why not? So that could bring us to 20k, 40, 80k. But I'm not going to talk about a new all-time high right now because we're really in a bearish run. So yeah, that's a potential count. It is complete here. And we have a valid option here. We reach a bit the maximum extension we could have, but we are at the edge of maximum fear and greed as well. Because people are really fearful, and when you are up 20% from the low, 22% from the low, people quickly flip into greeds, into really fearful, into really greedy here, because they feel that, oh, fuck, I sold the low and now this thing is going and it's going to V-shape. And that's why this part was really complicated. Yeah, it was made to trick people. You saw. I think that was in private. I talk about this, but you know, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 swing through pattern, or 6 here, 7 big one. That means that it's raking the ones that are trying to short. Initially, I was trying to short here, personally. Of course, with the technique we do at Taurus, or I do, is that we took profit on what we can call small moves that are not really small, because it's 2%. So when you learn to catch the extreme of the move, you got a really good risk-reward ratio if you can take profit like this. Have your own tree, your stop loss, and take profit. You can take 50% profit, and even if you get stopped out, you can move your stop at break even. But even if you keep it above, you're still going out with profit overall. But there's a lot of people that will short when there is a sign of weakness and change of market structure. Maybe here, especially here, we have 5 waves, change of market structure, still a lower high. We have a lot of things. We have 200 moving average. Yeah, it was claimed. Anyway, you understand the concept. So it really built the grid here and wrecked the shorts. So the more you get wrecked on the short, more you're going to feel the grid as well. That's yeah, and taking psychology. It's a psychology game more than anything. So that's the bull count. Okay, I'm going to go quickly over the two of the count, and I'm checking your comment after. So it's still good to watch. The alternative mildly bear count. So the one that say, okay, we are going for the, we are going for the 5th here. And maybe the 4 is done already. In fact, if we do breach that low, it means that we have a complete correction here. So it could be for something else, but I would say it's a wave 4 then. That would not be my main idea. I'm more about the bull count still, even if this look iffy. But as long as we stay below that high, that low, I'm staying slightly on the bull side. The 5th way that we made here made me a bit less bull, but yeah, still bull. Why? Because it doesn't feel like we have a complete correction here. This move is really small compared to that one. We don't reach the 0.618. But again, that could be a trick. That happens sometimes. We already only reach the 50% extension. Or it could be a more complex count. But anyway, I would say it's not impossible. It doesn't look like an organic, nice finished move. But it's possible. In that case, we may have a lower low then. And so I have this potential expanding diagonal where I'm reading zigzag for the wave 1, so for the wave 3 as well, and for the wave 5 potentially. So here we may have just finished the wave A of that zigzag, going for higher, still correction. And what maximum extension we expect if this is a wave C? Well, 161.8 maximum, so we still can go. Because here, if we are going into this move, there is one thing that is mandatory, is that wave 5 need to be longer than wave 3, okay? Because here it's an expanding diagonal with wave 4 overlapping 1 and zigzag in the middle as the sub counts. And yeah, so it's expanding diagonal with wave 3 longer than wave 1, so wave 5 need to be longer than wave 3 in this high Ds, so it need to go beyond 18,265 here. 65, I'll improve that quickly, but yeah. And in that case, I would say we have to take that low. I mean, again, possible if we do a higher low, maybe we are still in an ABC, okay, with a really deep C. Here, we already reached the maximum extension we expect for wave C. But we expect it. It's not forbidden that we go a bit lower. But so as we expect this to be its maximum extension for wave C, it will mean that this is an impulsive and this is a corrective, so it means that we should bridge this low. Unless it is a truncated 5th, but that's not what we are forecasting before it happens. So yeah, that's the height. Breaching that low and finding support just below it, in fact, do a swing failure pattern. Now, the other bear count. Thing you're talking. I just want to grab this and I look at your comment. So now, if we continue down, well, it means that we have most likely completed something here and here. And the standard extension we will be looking at will be much lower. That will be the path we could get to it would be the very bearish path. I don't really have the higher time frame account for it. But if we see that during this move it doesn't stop and it reaches 161.8, maybe it's a 4, and if it do another one, well, maybe we're into this. And it could go even lower, but I don't see them. We don't have any flow anymore. And here I just projected based on the standard target for wave 3, but I don't have wave 2 confirmed yet. Could come higher if we get a retrace up here and reject up here, then target for wave 3 is higher. But yeah, usually the target I prefer for wave 3 are 161.8, 261.8, 361.8, 461.8 and 561.8. So when I put the fib extension tool from the origin of proposed wave 1 to the end of proposed wave 1 to project it from proposed wave 2, so the fib extension here, we got the 161.8 that reach that low. So that seems the minimum extension we should expect for such wave 3. Unless it's an ending, etc. But yeah, that's what we should expect in if that's the case. So that's why I believe that these two levels are really important. I would say, is it possible that we do another lower low and continue? I'm not really seeing the count suggesting it. I'm not necessarily saying everything. Is it possible that we take the high and continue down? We could be in some kind of ABC here. We could still be continuing down. This is not really the true invalidation for bears. There's still alternative, but I think if I want to make things simple and considering where we are in the market, the structure here and what happened, if we take the high again, we're really into a market structure change. We close the week above the weekly level here. That's the order block I talked about in the right time frame chart is in green here. So the level is $2,550 about on Bybit. At the level I would like us to close above on Sunday to give a bit more strength to the bulls. So if we do this, I will give more strength to the bull. Even if we do a swing fair pattern, it doesn't mean we cannot retrace. We can be in a 1-2 and a 1-2 still. And it doesn't mean I'm right. It could also be 1-2, like a 1-2 with a zigzag playing here. But if it happens, it will increase the chances that we are going up, in my opinion. More than that. And if we breach that low, it will increase the chances that we will breach that low. Okay, I hope that all of this is clear. I think it is. Let me get you back in the comments and we'll look at after. There's still a few data we can talk about after. Maybe zoom on the 5 minutes. So yeah, fib time I will take a look after this, but I didn't really. It's good to know it's calming. Let's say it's all about psychology. So being calm when charting and when trading is really important. But it's important to not take emotional decision. Like the guy trying to long 6 million 5 times yesterday. How long have I've been trading? I buy my first Bitcoin at it was below $10. It was not really trading at the time. I would say, without giving too much, that most of the Bitcoins went into smoke. Then I stopped smoking, and I got really interested in Bitcoin again in 2017, when we started to really see Wall Street and the banks coming into Bitcoin. So I traded altcoins and starting my trading journey in summer 2017. Hi, Morox. My opinion, build Wyckoff accumulation schematic. Yeah, that will be easier though, of course. We'll have a look at the Wyckoff chart I have for now, but yeah, okay, give a quick look at it. Salut Stigo, when you take the CVD into consideration, is it not more likely to go a little bit deeper? Yes, this SFP at 17.5, I'll say it's possible, but at the same time, you will get CVD bear div on a reversal, necessarily, because a reversal can happen only if there is buyer, and you need like limit buyers, but at some point you need also market buyers, so it will make most likely a bear div on a reversal, on a bullish reversal, and it will make a bull div on a bearish reversal. In fact, we had a bull div all along since 69k for a long time, because selling happened at market and it still works. For me, the CVD is more useful on a lower time frame, and really can be useful on a 1 hour locally, so that we might be a bear div here or bull div here, I don't know, I didn't check, but I find it really more interesting on a 1 minute chart. When you got a low and you 1 minute and you started to on the retrace to build a bull div here after a significant drop, and of course if I had confluence for a potential bottom there, I'm saying okay, now there is someone setting limit just above here the low, so that's a good sign. And sometimes it still make a lower low, but it means just absorbing the selling. It show absorption locally. So if there is absorption locally in a heavy downtrend, it can be a sign. But I'm finding it more interesting on the lower time frames. Or for the bear bull div. On the higher time frame, it can be interesting on the trend of the buyers overall. I mean, like seeing spot CVD rising heavily, and if you got like a spot CVD rising heavily, so building a bear div, and at the same time a perpetual contract bull div, that's really strong, because overall spot still lead the market. Sometimes it's more overall it's more spot that lead the market. So that occurrence I will consider this more bullish. In fact, I consider spot CVD more as a leading indicator, while for contract I look more for a bit more for div. And again, for contract, we know that will work nicely on a BTC contract, but we know also that USDT whales tend to be aggressive buyers, so you will have more often bearish div also. So for me, the USDT aggregated CVD is in between. Spot CVD is more leading, and BTC contract is more what you can look for bear div. But it's not like exact science, it's really depending on the context. I'm always considering a bear and a bull scenario at the same time, so depending on all this data, everything going in my mind, it's make a thing, make a mix in my head, and then I go with a gut feeling. And I tell you, more often than not, my gut feeling is like 50-50. But sometimes I got strong bull feeling, like I had a strong bull feeling here, like I had a strong bear feeling here or here. I'm not always catching the exact low or the exact high, but I think I've been not so bad and smooth. 13 million long candle on Bybit, lol. Again? Yeah, I can start back exo now that I... change the OBS stuff. 83 Maiden, hello. Could you say what is the most likely scenario in your opinion for now in this actual range? Please, what makes mostly sense? As I said, I'm still slightly going for the bull scenario. But slightly. In fact, I was... Well, I felt really bullish seeing that strength, that move here. I said, okay, we're going to go retrace, so I still take profit and in fact catch a short somewhere, I don't remember, but pretty high. There was no more volume at the end, so it was pretty evident. We were really extended. And then I say, we'll see on the morning. On the morning we have a 1, 2, 3 move, reaching the 161.8, so it is possibly a 1, 2, 3 on an ABC. So as long as we were above this, I say, okay, I can still feel a bit more bullish. Now that we made a 5th wave, well, it looked like we have 5 waves down, so it cannot be a complete correction. As long as we don't breach that low, I'm still feeling slightly more bullish. But that would mean we need to make a high wave B to be able to make a wave C that reach a 1-1 extension, because it is my ideal target for a wave C, or at least 90%, and still being above that high. So potentially, if we see a move here, close the week above, when is the weekly close? Will be the 3rd. Okay, so no. Oh, so maybe that happened overnight over Saturday and we get a crazy move again on Saturday and we breach that low. That's pretty good. If we can, if we can move higher here, I would like to see this to be really more comfortable. So I still got some stop on my short above that high, and I'm keeping the remaining of what I shorted up here. I'm keeping the stop above that high. And I guess I will soon move my stop for the long below that low. I catch long earlier here. I took profit pretty quickly. In fact, I catch a long low and in fact I average it down a bit. Take profit on the 50. Take profit again here. As you know, the crew. And now I'm just riding it. Olaf Kumpen, but and I will say, yeah, we better not go below that low. If we can, yeah, continue that move a bit higher, then nice. I still take profit on the long. And then we have a nice potential for liquidity below that high and above that low. So if we get that move, I will be looking for long again, especially if I'm able to catch a nice short up here. I might go heavily long here. Take the risk, as I will have a clear invalidation with the tide. I need to be protected. Need to have a nice short, but I might go heavily long if the conditions are right here. Yeah. And again, if we beat that low, no good. No good. Then I wait for at least the mid bear scenario. So I wait for wherever this finish. A, B, C. So I'm looking for 5 waves starting from the swing high we have made. We will have made. What do you think about for triangle or beginning from last low at 17,400? I didn't think about it, not that you're saying it. Yeah. 17,400, so that low, right? I mean, yeah. Why not? Yeah. Just checking if we are in a wave 4. Yeah, that's fine because we have the 236 that is lower. That seems sensible. But I would... yeah. I will probably talk about that if we do take that high. Usually I like to have a confluence of some kind of triangle on triangles as well on oscillators, on volume. Here we have lower volume, so yeah, I would say it's sensible, definitely. I think that pump was 100 million buys, that bullish when wells close out the big shorts. If that happened last year at 29k, the bounce started when shorts closed out. What are you talking? What are you talking about? Oh yeah, okay. The pump here yesterday, yes. Let's take a look at this on the aggregated. So here I made aggregated but without just for pep, you know, because otherwise it's hard to read things because you got big spikes. But I think it would be interesting to study how price behave when we get to the ending of the weekly, bi-weekly, quarterly contract. And in fact we have, let's make the quarterly here because we close the 6 months candle. Let's take a look at this quickly. And let's so we have nice funding as well. Let's close a bit. Funding overall is mostly below neutral, so it's a big bullish sign. We are an oversold. Yeah, open interest have been decreasing overall a lot. There is not so much contract open in BTC anymore. 2 billion. Well, still, yeah, only twice. USDT. Just looking at the high time frame, we can see a spike. What happened here? You see how USDT wells tend to be more aggressive and sometimes lead the market, because here we have a lower low in open interest on BTC and a higher low on USDT, and we made a higher low. Probably the same thing on CVD. Okay, now we need to take a look at this peacefully. So it's hard to say. You see the bullish feelings that get absorbed. So here the bear div played out pretty well. That move at some point. Well, it didn't play out pretty well because we took the high, but overall you had a bear div right on USDT all along, and you still take the high. Some will say, well, the div is invalidated. Well, no, the div is not. Well, if you want, it's an invalidation for the div, but overall, you know, there is absorption. Absorption still happen. Market maker doesn't care that you take the high for a few cents. You build this position on a larger, on a wider move. Yeah, diminishing contract was interesting. This, yeah, we had this big increase in open interest and the move down and squeeze up. Yeah, and it close after here. So the thing is, yeah, the long that have been building have been taking profit. They didn't let things go crazy here. We have lesser open interest and still making a higher low. Here we have buying because short are taking profit. So we have like heavy bearish div here, local. Mostly due to short taking profit. So yeah, you're right. It could be a good sign if it's a big short position taking profit. Right now, it also means that somebody is absorbing that taking profit from the short that is a buy, being absorbed, because otherwise, if you close 100 million short, you send a 100 million buy. Or you mean on this one? 2,090,000,000. Yeah. But there's a lot of spice in open interest overall. That would be lovely. I guess you're talking about the swing fader pattern in between. You're welcome, Maiden. My pleasure. You have 10-second time frame. I do not. I mean, if I look at it a bit sometime. Already doing. I've been doing 1 minute count, something that I say I should not do, and lately I've been okay with it. I think I got the trick now. 10 seconds, so you can look at it, but for me 1 minute is enough. It is low enough to know what happened. 10 seconds below 1 minute, you need this really if you're scalping maybe, but I'm not scalping that much. Doing scalp like, but more intraday. Yeah, sometimes when I'm entering a position, I take profit in the minutes to protect myself. I got a good position, low enough, and I got 50% up from my 100% up from my stop loss, a bit more, or 200%. I can take 50% of my position off, so my stop is paid. But that's mostly the kind of scalp I make. I'm not really scalping little move to make profit. I'm scalping little move to scalp big entry and be protective. So I can like scalp 10 entries. I'm not earning money because I get stopped 10 times, but I'm not losing anything because I took profit, at least TP1 10 times as well. Also the 10-second chart is not useful for me. Maybe one day if I trade with millions, but I'm not. I wasn't Bybit investor, me roughly around 100 million, but I doubt that was many people buying at close session, must be short liquidation. How long did you take to become a profitable trader? I took my first buy. Yeah, because when I buy Bitcoin, it was only going up. When I started to buy altcoin, it was only going up. So it was really easy. I was profitable. First 6 months I was trading, I was profitable. Just by buying any shitcoin. Or buying a retest of the 200 moving average. But then 2018 happened and I lost a lot. I don't know, I had a gut feeling that made me sell at the top. Like I sold the top on 2013, 14 at 1,000. And I sold pretty much the top in 2018. I had profits in Tether on Binance. And there was a lot of FUD about Tether and a lot of big names saying don't keep your money in Tether because Tether is a scam, it's not backed, it's going to zero, etc, etc. So I said, okay, I'm stressed and I cannot really move money anywhere. I'm gonna buy some altcoins and keep my money in altcoins rather than Tether, and that was a very bad decision. And so then then I went in off. I learned and I become profitable after the 2020 crash, really. Yeah, that's when I started to really get profitable. That bull run. And that bear market been pretty good. I guess that the bear market has started to get really good. It's easy to be profitable trader in a bull market. You just have to buy. In a bear market, it's a lot more difficult. But yeah, I learned a lot during that period, and I really been started to go 100% dedicated on crypto at that moment. And yeah, so I drew this. I get wrecked a bit again here. Made profitable was really okay, and I continue to learn Elliott Wave, etc. And that's when I enjoyed it. And I saw the top here, so I was okay with that, and I enjoyed it. So yeah, I did pretty good with each turn. In fact, even that one, it's my first Twitter post. Yeah. We were asking about. Yeah, since I'm here, you can see interesting data. It's so VWAP. Yeah, we have the yearly VWAP and the deviation band, and here's the previous deviation band and VWAP close. And you see that if we are still seeing potential support here at about 16k overall, big time frame, and if we are going lower than this, yeah, it looks likely that at some point we're going. That if we get acceptance below this, it looks likely we are going to 11k at least. And we know we have very important POC here at 9k. That's where there was a bulk of accumulation after all that trend, in fact. And I'm missing a comment. No, did I see? Yeah, we're talking about the 100 million thing on Bybit. But I'm not seeing it. Anyway. Did I go in the lower? Yeah, I did the lower time frame. So yeah, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This can become a wave 1 or a wave A. Okay, now we are going most likely either in a wave B or in a wave 2. What's the maximum extension we should expect? I'm not sure about the count here. In theory, if this is an ABC, we have a target for the 161.8 at the POC. That seems interesting. For this to still be corrective as a wave 2 or wave B. And then we're going either for wave C or wave 3. I think I'm forgetting something here. Let me go back on the chart. Let's take a look quickly at Magic Spread. It's not been so easy to read. You know, that's also why I'm considering the theory that maybe Tether was indeed selling Bitcoin for the... So yeah, the theory that's talking about that, saying that Tether has been selling Bitcoin for its not only to redeem Tether, but to for the end of 6 months, not audit, but attestation. They're making an attestation for their funds. It's conspiracy theory, but yeah, the theory says they have been selling Bitcoin to have enough cash for the attestation, and now that they got the attestation, they can go back into buying Bitcoins with it. Yeah, whatever. Overall, we had selling happening here. Just a bit buy to push price into the liquidity above that high. And we have buying overall here. The volume is not so great. The volume is not excessively saying much. We have a bit of selling happened here during the pump here. But cut us back down. We have this. GBTC is still a heavy discount. ETF has been rejected. Margin long on Bitfinex might be curling up again. I've been closing, so that's really locally on the low time frame. Overall, the position didn't change. It's still crazy up. There's still a bit of selling here, but you see how it not following price, but it is leading price. You see how long started to close before we made the final high, and price followed. And it seems that it might be going up, so might be interesting if we start to see long go back again. Okay. Can I take a look at FTX Magic Spread? That's a good idea. So that's a glitch right in the middle, just because the exchange was down. So yeah, Coinbase seems to be mostly selling, and FTX on perpetual. Well, we have a bit of selling during the pump, so taking profit. It's not showing much apart. Yeah, we have some positive delta. We have some positive delta here during that move, suggesting absorption. It was trading at about $15 premium, with a bit of volume. And yeah, it had not been like this for quite a while, so it's a pretty good sign. And sometimes I'll lead the market. You can see they were selling. Still a bit here, and when this stops, that's when we reach bottom. So yeah, slightly good. We talk about monthly, we talk about that. SPX, we'll see. Because yeah, market is a bit lead by, it's quite lead by stocks. You have a potential for an ABC, we have a potential for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a potential for a corrective move here. And we have a decent low here with a gap down and gap up. So I don't remember how we call this. But that's a bullish formation in 1 hour, and it's daily candle, I guess. Not daily. There's a red on the daily. I'm not so good at looking at mid-time frame or low-time frame. I will do at some point, but I only know that stock might be very, 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 very bearish. So if that's happened, that might what cause the end of Bitcoin, or at some point that Bitcoin will uncorrelate, because there is not only American buying Bitcoin. And the question remained, do we have a fifth wave, or did we started a big bearish and made wave 1 and maybe we're going for a wave 2 and we're going more? And if we're starting to go more down here, it will feel heavy locally for me, considering the big picture in on a monthly. But I would not want to see stock, go much more down here. If we start to make lower low, it seems to be on the edge here. And surely it could take like some kind of move like this, right? Or even stronger. And so if that happens, surely Bitcoin can just crash. Yeah, and well, let's say, I guess that would be enough. 1 hour 20. Quick look. For 1 hour, it would be enough. Market structure. Yeah, well, volume is moving back down. It's a pretty good sign because we had only volume up first. Now, soon the POC will move down here. So we don't really need this for now. I would prefer to have a clearer range, but we don't care. Well, now I moved it a bit, just considering this. Doesn't look like it's gonna be a cute accumulation schematic that you can find on Twitter. We have heavy volume here, but we also know that there was like Bitcoin maximalist and big whales absorbing sellings here, trying to slow down the downtrend. It did not succeed. Well, immediately, because after this still heavy downtrend, we started to go sideways, still 20 or 30% down, but yeah. So preliminary supply for me is all of this. Now I moved it all the way back here. Say this. It's preliminary supply, and we may have a signing climax here. First automatic correction, secondary test. But yeah, all of this is automatic correction. Can be on the lower time frame, and automatic correction is the shorts closing, taking profit, longs starting to get in. And if this successfully keep up the low, we might have a secondary test in phase B here. So especially if we can reclaim a POC and go for higher targets. So we go for the high of the range, potentially an uptrust up to 24, 25. You know, we have target 23 or 24, 25. Going to the high of the range will be really nice already. If we do, and yeah, if we do this, then we might have a spring for the final fifth. Yeah, as a phase C, maybe. Knowing that it could take a long time. I would really like to see that move. If we can get that move, feel a lot of bullishness, and start to go down, what we can expect after this for an accumulation, is a really slow downtrend, highs, or can be a bit more volatile, but a bit like we saw here. But maybe more slower, and at some point you get a drop. Because phase C can be a spring, as a lower low. If we are printing a fifth, it can be a higher low. If we are 1, 2 of some kind, anyway, we'll see. But we still need to go to the high of the range to prove this correct. Maybe I should move this. Because mean, you can. At least you want to test the automatic reaction area and preliminary support. If we don't go up, very simply, the move we got yesterday become an LPSY. If we cannot go above that high, that become LPSY last point of supply. Refractory test of the POC and the golden pocket. I didn't even saw that when I took the short. I really took it based on the order flow. Oh yeah, that was a question earlier. How long did it took me to master order flow? Do I master order flow? I guess I'm getting really okay with it. Maybe a year. I can be probably faster if you're really studying harder. It will probably take at least a few months. I mean, for any trading you do, if you're starting trading, you cannot think of being you cannot. You're likely not going to be a really profitable trader before at minimum 6 months, and for a lot of people it can take 4 years. But if you're just starting to learn, it will take several months. So that's why the most important thing you have to learn in trading is risk management. It's not how much you can make quickly, it's how much you can last in that game to be able to learn enough to be profitable on the long term. Because you can be profitable, as I was on the first day, the first month, and lose most of it then. Especially when you start and succeed on your start, which I believe it's probably not most of the people right now because we're on a bear. But if you start and be very successful, well, you can be pretty pretentious, or at least overconfident about your skills, and risk more and lose and lose and lose and lose and lose, and over time you lose everything you earn or you win. So yeah, you can win quick in trading, but earning takes times and learning. That's a difference between winning and earning. Earning is with skill and studying and learning and practicing. I believe with Taurus you have the right place to learn, because learning how to scalp, you learn how to learn risk management and how to take profit quickly and do little trades and etc. And it's a good way of learning how to be profitable. Scalping, and you can be profitable in any environment. If we go up to 23-25k and then for lower low, will it also be important to close July above previous all-time high? We'll see in a month, okay? Let me get back to you. I would say yes. Maybe we do the fifth wave in July. So this monthly, yeah, we do a lower low, maybe. And I would say yes, it will be important to close, above the open. But we'll see the context. For all we know, we might be at 10k in a month. Or we might be at 30k. So yeah, I think I went over everything. Or we can take a quick look before I finish this on yeah, didn't went over well map and everything, but you know, we are in where we want to see accumulation reversal. We are in very oversold condition. That's also why I want to see the bottom happening here, or slightly below where we are at max. But if we're starting to go to 10k, I'm afraid that will take years to recover. No, I'm not reading Chinese, but here I have the chart from Glassnode that cost 1k a month, I think. Especially the entity holdings sometimes. Not always sharing it. No, he's not sharing it lately. 29, that was when. Yeah, that's too old. We'll see if there is a nice tasting one over the weekend. I was looking for the 1k, 10k wealth holding to see what they are doing. So yeah, I guess that's all. Yeah, hope this was helpful. Don't forget to give a like, to share, to comment, give your opinion. So I appreciate all your questions and comment, and a nice comment as well. Again, never saying it enough. But if you're looking this in replay, I'm also willing to hear about your opinion or feeling about the market, or my analysis, or something you want me to talk about. And so yeah, I have a Bybit affiliate link that we use. Anyway, there's a competition right now, so that's really the time. If you feel like using it, use it. If there is operation like free limit orders with no fee, etc., I do everything, and you can. I also have a Brave account. Everything is welcome, but above any crypto or finance or anything, I appreciate a lot the nice comments. That's what keep me up doing this. So thanks again, everybody. Have a good evening, good weekend. Try to take some time off the chat if you can. Important to have a clear head, don't stress, and keep going. Yeah, thanks. Bye.